I'm going... Okay, what the fuck is it? Is it the Cybernet Space Cube?
Yeah. Yeah. Forgot where we are.
Standing by.
And now, the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube.
Complete.
Alright, and we are officially a go on the Cybernet Space Cube. Welcome, everybody. This is our first episode of a podcast. We are named after some random bullshit from G2, but I'm sure that it's a very funny in-joke if you're in the know. I am not in the know. What I am, though, is a RonBonDujon, and I am here today with Bot's Obsession and Kwakywacky, and I'm going to turn it over to them. Nod, what are you up to?
I'm sitting here, Machine Wars hoist in my lap. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk and yap about the topic that you have prepared for us today.
All right. And then Quacky, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm sitting here, Netflix, DC's drone on my lap, barbecue sauce on my titties. I'm living life. I don't know if we should keep that in the recording. That if you need to cut that, it's fine. But I just need to say it anyway. Yeah, I'm living large. I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, fuck, I need something in my lap. One sec. Here, I got GoBot's Scorp in my lap. Now we all got something in our lap. I can feel like I'm one of the cool kids, and I'm not going to be excluded. So for anyone who's curious as to why we decide there needs to be another podcast out there, it all comes down, as it so often does, to a straight white man with opinions. In that case being Nod, who, after we had a good time joking back and forth on Discord, Nod jumped up with love in his heart and excitement in his eyes, and he said, "We need to do a podcast."
It was promised to me at birth. It comes with it. It comes with your birth certificate. You know, you just kind of it's handed to you on a platter. It says, "All right, here you go. Here's your social security card. Here's your fingerprints, and here's a microphone. Go make a podcast." That's what they said to me, and I looked at them dumbfounded because I was 2 minutes old.
It's true. Well, I mean, the right to bear podcast equipment, that's one of the most important amendments in this country, I believe.
Yeah, it's like the 58th or whatever.
Y'all have so many amendments. You might as well just like make a new one by that point. I feel like by like 20, you have to be like, let's just start a second draft.
Try again.
Let's just rewrite it. I think, yeah. The real reason we started this podcast is because we want to just get into the truth of the male loneliness epidemic. And to do that, we've decided the only way to do that is to have a gay person, a trans woman of color, and Nod talk about Transformers and nerd shit for a little while, every so often.
Yes.
This is going to cure it. This is going to
And every so often, there is no cure to the epidemic, because there's no curing you of being yourself.
Fucking Christ.
My God. I mean, you're right for that, but my God.
That was brutal. You're right, but you're brutal.
Yeah, you said that with so much venom. Sorry, I mean venom.
You were like that's like when BoJack's mom looks at him and says, "Your BoJack Horseman ain't no cure for that."
As Kwakywacky said, we are just trying to take a look into some, not just Transformers, but nerd-adjacent stuff. Because what do we do but we go on the internet and we complain to each other about things that we dislike, and we nitpick the things that are coming out. And a thing that's been bothering all three of us is the total lack of a proper anniversary from Beast Wars. And it feels a little bit better now, I guess, because they're doing the 7-pack. But even still, it feels wrong that we're here at the 30th anniversary of arguably the most important cartoon in the Transformers franchise, and there was absolutely nothing new, I should say. Nothing from an art book to a documentary to even maybe just a few new molds. And because of that, we started to wonder, how have anniversaries been treated in the past? Because we look back just a few years ago to Kingdom, that was the 35th, or the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars. And that felt so much more substantial than this year. So, is it a problem across the board in Transformers? Is it a thing where maybe just all the anniversaries are kind of hit or miss? Or is it really a problem facing Beast Wars and basically any continuity that isn't G1? And just, before we get started, before I go into the big list that I spent like 6 hours compiling, if I were to ask you, Nod, and you, Kwakywacky, how do you think Transformers handles anniversaries on the whole? Do you think they're usually pretty reverent? Do you think that they kind of just do things sometimes and other times don't care? Just blanket statement, how is Transformers when it comes to like remembering the big landmark anniversaries for some of these shows and some of these characters?
I have found that they definitely only talk about the big ones, like the 10-year ones. That seems to be the point where they're like, okay, we're gonna talk about it, and it's almost always for G1, and then if something happens to align with a G1 anniversary, normally like, okay, well, they can have the scraps.
I think with Beast Wars it's tough because the Beast Wars anniversary lines up perfectly with the G1 movie anniversary, so often Beast Wars stuff is in the shadow of a 86 anniversary, and I don't know, I think once a line passes like 15-20 years, then it is treated with a modicum of reverence. But I find like have we gotten any sort of real like anniversary for anything like animated or RID or like Unicron trilogy?
Okay. And like I can say, like, from my personal perspective, when I was just trying to figure out, do they really ever put effort into these anniversaries, very much like you guys, my first thought was yes for G1. But then as soon as I thought that, my mind immediately remembered the 35th anniversary, which was just 4 repaints at Walmart. So I definitely think that it is a thing where every time we hit 10 years of something, they put a little bit more effort in. With the exception of like real landmarks like 25. But I couldn't remember them ever doing much aside from like a handful of dedicated toy lines that maybe lasted 2 or 3 waves. But what really surprised me was going back and seeing that, especially on the front half, looking at the 20th anniversaries, there was actually a lot of effort put in, it feels like. And then they've kind of scaled back since then. So I will say that after I've done my research, I am both pleasantly surprised and incredibly disappointed. Because I feel like I was both vindicated and proven wrong at the same exact time. But if you guys are ready, we're going to go ahead straight into our list of anniversaries. And out of curiosity for you two, do you have any idea what was the first anniversary of Transformers that anything substantial happened?
It was the Masterpiece Optimus, right? MPO1.
So that would have been official.
Oh.
But I did want to include this. I don't want to go too much into BotCon because I don't think that BotCon anniversaries are quite the same, because ultimately that was a fan event that just had official backing. But it is worth pointing out, the first BotCon happened in 1994, and it happened because it was the 10th anniversary of Transformers.
Oh.
Well, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
The idea that, like, because 1994, that was a dog shit year for Transformers.
Yeah, that would have been at a real low point, right?
Yeah, that would have been like the second year of G2. So it is not quite the nadir of Transformers, but it is very goddamn close. Because 95 is when Transformers just out and out died. So in 94, they still had a comic. They still had the G2 repackaging of the cartoon, which is where we get the Cybernet Space Cube from. And there were still toys coming out, but there was like no excitement. Nobody was happy with G2. But clearly, you still had people who cared, and you had the first BotCon, and their first ever exclusive was the G2 breakdown. And from there, history is written, and BotCon becomes a major component of the fandom for a very, very long time. For better and for worse. So that's kind of cool. That, like, there was something for the 10th anniversary, even if that was by no means an official thing.
Yeah.
And I did try to see if there was anything cool that happened in 1999 that would have been the 15th anniversary of Transformers. Nothing. It was just a normal year. Beast Wars wrapped up. Beast Machines ended. Even BotCon, there wasn't anything too special just because it really wasn't the 5th anniversary of BotCon, because in between 94 and 99, you had Men in Black Productions do their BotCon, and that was a whole nightmare in and of itself. So there was no type of anniversary feeling for 1999. But then going into 2004, there was actually a lot of shit, because that would have been the 20th anniversary of Transformers, and it was the first anniversary that Hasbro seemed to pay any type of attention to, and the marquee piece was, of course, Masterpiece Optimus Prime, which was meant to be a one and done, but there was such a creative excitement behind Masterpiece Optimus that they then extended the line to characters like Starscream and Grimlock and Megatron, and eventually Masterpiece becomes a tentpole toy line of Transformers. But it was supposed to be the one-and-done ultimate Optimus Prime. And to this day, that is a great fucking figure.
Oh, yeah.
It is awesome. I still love that toy. Have you guys ever had the original Masterpiece Optimus?
I've handled it.
No, I've never even seen it in person.
It's still like a really cool figure to mess with, because it's like, it's almost entirely made out of die-cast. It's a weighty figure, but they were very smart with how they used the die-cast. He has a ton of little hidden features. The best thing about the toy is that he has a moving mouth plate. And I remember a ton of YouTubers back in the day used to use that moving mouth plate to kind of act out skits with Optimus Prime. I can't remember. I think his name was NBA N100. He was like one of the first guys I ever saw on YouTube. And one of his reoccurring bits was that Optimus Prime would like curse him out. And there would always be like a close-up of Optimus with a potato of a camera, and the mouth plate would be moving.
Yeah, no, that Optimus is it's such a piece of its time, but at the same time, because like, you know, we think about it has leg sliders, right? And if we think about leg sliders now, we're like, oh, that's just not a thing. It's normally like an accordion joint now. But at the time, whenever that MP Optimus did it, and the legs slid open, and the way the chest compressed. And it all leads up. You can really see the DNA of that figure trickle into what would become like classics and the movie toy line, and then Siege and War and the rest of War for Cybertron. And I mean, I feel like we're hitting a low point with engineering right now. I feel like figures are getting simpler, but like the DNA of MPO1 like infected. Not quite the Unicron trilogy, because it wasn't quite, those toys just weren't built for it, but you could really give it a couple years. Your kids are going to love that.
And it's really funny because it was also the first time they ever tried to do G1 again. Like,
yeah.
After that, you had them bring out alternators and eventually classics. But, like, it was this... As much as we are tired of G1 now, it actually was really cool for there to be, like, this beautiful homage to G1 Optimus at the height of the Unicron trilogy.
Yeah, I think it's easy now to sort of talk about G1 oversaturation, rightfully so, because it's very frustrating to deal with, especially in like official, even in third party spaces. I think it's pretty bad because it's usually only third party masterpieces of like the first two seasons, but I don't know. I feel like it's easy to forget about that time where people were really hankering to be able to get G1 accurate. Like, G1 oversaturation doesn't come from nowhere.
Because 2004 was also when Dreamwave was starting to get off the ground, so you had G1 characters and designs coming back through those comics. And one of the big things was the 20th anniversary lithograph, which included every G1 character that ever appeared in the show or had like important toys. When I was looking at this on TF Wiki, apparently the only character not on there is Weird Wolf.
Oh.
Which I have no idea how anyone looked at this fucking overstimulating nightmare and was able to single out that Weird Wolf was missing.
Yeah, is it that they just left him out, or he didn't like fit the?
I think they just forgot him.
Okay.
It was Don Figueroa who drew this. I'm just going to assume that they just forgot. There's so many characters here.
Valid, yeah.
But here's something that I never knew about, and it was from Dreamwave. And I think this is an amazing idea. So, to coincide with Masterpiece Optimus Prime, there was Dreamwave's 20th anniversary special. And the big gimmick was that there were going to be 4 stories, and each story was going to go to one of the major continuities. Because at that time, we only had 4. We had G1, we had the Beast Trilogy, we had RID, and then we had the Unicron Trilogy. So each one of them got to have one story in this special. The G1 story was basically Megatron hunting down the Predacons and like taming them. And I actually found this issue this morning. I was reading it. It's really kind of cool, where Megatron gets challenged by Razor Claw to come into the jungle and fight him and the Predacons there. So G1 Megatron like calls off the Seekers, takes off his fusion cannon, and then just walks in. And then a few hours later, he walks back out with all the Predacons just following him now.
Epic.
It is the most badass G1 Megatron has ever looked.
Yeah.
It was really interesting to see that. And then from that, you would go straight into an Energon story, which was a total, like, Rashomon homage, where basically Snowcat, Slugslinger, and Sharkticon were all coming back from a failed mission, and each 3 of them tried to lie to Megatron as to why the mission was the other 2's fault. So it was a little bit more lighthearted, but that was your Unicron Trilogy love. RID had Ultra Magnus to the rescue, which was basically Optimus Prime getting fucked up by Scourge.
Yep.
And then Ultra Magnus showing up and it being kind of unclear whose side he was on until ultimately they both teamed up. And then finally, my favorite story from this is the Beast Wars story. It's Ain't No Rat, which is a story about Dinobot 2 hunting down Rat Trap, beating the shit out of him, only for Rat Trap to be saved by Wolfang, Optimus Minor, and Bone Crusher, with the implication being that all the toy characters from Beast Wars actually were on Earth. That's why those protoforms were never picked back up at the end of the show, but they just didn't want to fight, and Rat Trap was the only one who knew that they were still around.
Oh, I like that.
Interesting.
No,
I
it's like, what a great... Oops, sorry, you go on.
It's interesting to me that you bring up the Energon story where it's like, oh, these 3 characters, one of which is is Sharkticon, and it's the 3 of them going up to Megatron and being like, oh, it was actually these guys' fault, that's a very RID Predacon thing to do, and it kind of makes me wonder why that one wasn't just the RID story. Like, it feels like it got mixed up there a little bit.
If I had to guess, I'm going to say they had a really strong concept for RID and Beast Wars, and probably also G1. Mm-hmm. And they did not have a strong idea for Energon.
Yeah.
Which, it's really weird, because all of these other 3 are kind of dramatic and epic in what they're doing with a very limited page count. And then the Energon story is really just kind of a throwaway gag. Like, the story ends with Megatron saying, all 3 of you are lying, but Slugslinger has the best lie, so I'm going to go with that one.
That's not very fun.
I don't know, I think it's a fun... Rashomon's always a great plot. I am a sucker for any type of Rashomon plot. Like, literally my favorite episode of King of the Hill is the Firefighter episode where they do this same bullshit.
Oh, that is a good episode, though.
I like the fact that it didn't feel like they were just, like, going entirely in on G1. This was a culmination. Every series gets to have a little bit of a nod in this special.
What? They all get to take a piece of me?
They all get a piece of you.
Oh. I hope it's my fingers.
And of course, RID got your heart.
They did.
That's true.
I saw Gigatron turned into a big hand and he ripped it out of me.
There is a note I had to make here. The end of this issue had a vote. And the vote was, hey Dreamwave readers, we're going to do a mini-series about a non-G1 continuity. You get to vote. Would you rather see a mini-series about RID or Beast Wars? And of course I was interested because Beast Wars is my thing, RID is your thing, and I'm very happy to report that Beast Wars won by a fucking landslide. Nobody voted for RID.
That's because I was not conscious. I hadn't formed any part of my brain yet. Which is, that's why there wasn't a miscount, because they would have had a bajillion votes from all the houses on my street, because I would have just ripped the addresses.
You would have stuffed the fucking ballot.
Yeah. I would have got my RIDO1 comic. Fuck you.
Well, if it makes you feel better, the Beast Wars comic also never came out because fucking Pat Lee did his pump and dump, and the fucking company caught on fire.
Forgot about
Not one of these happened. Like,
Damn.
oh, you know what? Never mind. I'm glad you got screwed out of a comic book, and mine just never existed. Never mind. This will keep me warm at night.
Nod. IDW did 2 separate Beast Wars stories. What the fuck do you mean I got cheated out of a comic book?
It's okay. Skybound will do me right.
No, they won't. They don't give a fuck about RID.
Sure. Kirkman needs another part of Transformers to ruin.
Fucking Robert. I want that interview now where Robert Kirkman is like, a lot of people don't realize that The Walking Dead was actually inspired by Robots in Disguise. The character of Daryl Dixon is actually a direct homage to RID.
Daryl Dixon is in the comic!
Yeah.
He's in the comic! Daryl Dixon is only in the show! You're a fake fan! You're a fake fan! He's only in the show!
Wait, is Daryl Dixon not
No,
in the fucking
he's
comic?
a show character.
No, they literally invented the character of Daryl Dixon because because originally Norman Reedus, the actor, I think he auditioned for Merle, but they were like, oh, well, you're not gonna be Merle. We're just gonna make a character and you can be that. And he was like,
Are you guys fucking with me right now?
No, they added
Dixon
Daryl
is
to the comics after the show.
yeah, they added.
He's the most popular goddamn character. How was he not in the comic?
Harley Quinn is the best Batman character, and she's from a TV show.
Yeah.
That's different, though. There's other good shit in Batman. There is no other good shit in Walking Dead.
I mean, the show, I don't know. The show fell off, but those early seasons I quite enjoy.
Yeah, but Norman Reedus is always cool, even when the show was dog
Yeah,
shit.
I think that that's why they invented Daryl, so they could have Norman Reedus in the show. That was the only reason Daryl exists, was just because they wanted to have Norman Reedus in it.
Are you telling me that Daryl is the greatest example of My OC Do Not Steal?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
That
Him and
actually makes me
Ahsoka.
mad, because now I'm thinking about it, it's like, he is so cool, and they gave him so many cool, like,
Yeah, he
plot
blows
points.
up a tank!
And you're telling me they made him up for the show. That is someone getting too big for their goddamn britches, is what that is.
He blows up a tank in, season 3. That does not happen in the book.
I don't know. Has anyone ever actually read the Walking Dead comic book?
I got past the governor arc, and I haven't caught up since, but I've been meaning to.
So here's what I don't get, right? Everyone tells me that, like, Walking Dead is the biggest indie comic book ever, and, like, oh, it sold so many things. There was, like, a fucking 20th printing of issue 1. I don't believe it.
It's Spawn.
I've never met a single fucking person who has read The Walking Dead.
Who the fuck is saying It's the answer is Spawn. Spawn is the biggest
Is
indie
Spawn
comic.
that cool? Is he?
He outsold Marvel and DC for 3 years.
Oh, wow, he outsold Marvel and DC when Marvel and DC were fucking taking elves left and right. That's
Fine.
real fucking impressive.
Transformers is the biggest indie comic. We've been outselling them for 2 years. Fuck off. I don't know. What do you want from me? What do you want, Ron?
I want you to be fucking realistic here. You're like fucking...
You asked for an answer.
Right now, you're being the person who's like, no, you don't get it. ECW's the biggest wrestling company in the world.
You're the
Okay,
only
this
one who knows what
so
wrestling
much better
is.
than WWF or WCW when they're both producing nothing but dog shit. You're
Like, only one getting this reference.
Here. Spawn's not that big a deal.
Yeah, you're making this metaphor only for you. I hope you know that.
The people who are in the know will know what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna start referencing Kamen Rider and Super Sentai anytime I want to make things, because then at least I'll have one part of this podcast. On
Yeah,
my
yeah. I was gonna say I'll at least get it. I'll start just like making Ninjago references, and I don't think either of you would get it.
the pod.
Okay, so let's get back to anniversaries. So, in 2006, there's actually two big things. The more obvious thing is Beast Wars 10th anniversary. This was a toy line of dedicated repaints and remolds, and each toy came with a disc that would have 1 or 2 episodes of the Beast Wars cartoon. Some of the most popular toys came back out during the 10th anniversary, including Dinobot, Transmetal Rat Trap, and of course, Primal and Megatron. This would later go on to inspire the Telemanca series, which gave us the most accurate repaints and remolds that these particular figures ever got. It was a really good toy line. And like it was coming out at like the same exact time as Classics. 2006 might be like the best year of Transformers ever. Because you had Classics, Beast Wars 10th, the last few waves of Cybertron, the first few waves of the movie, and also Titanium, which had a couple of good toys in there. Good year, 2006. Holy
That
shit.
is a good
what
year.
good
Yeah, the year of classics. Yeah, that is. I don't know if I'd call it the best year, because I think Transformers like overall has had some really good years. Like, I don't know. I feel like Legacy United is up there too. But
I don't know if it was mentioned. I don't know if you said this, Ron, but a cool thing about those Beast Wars 10th guys, they have a Build-A-Figure, one of the rare Transformers Build-A-Figures.
oh, that's right. Yeah. Transmutate.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
each came
say.
with a piece. I had to double check. I had to see if that was those ones or the because there's another Beast Wars anniversary set that I think it's an anniversary set that we're probably going to talk about, where they were the Cybertron molds. I didn't know if it was with them or if it was with these guys.
That was a BotCon
That was a
set.
Am I no, wait, what? No, because
Yeah. Do you mean the?
there's like an Optimus
the
and Megatron.
Axelon, like box set or?
Yeah,
No. I mean the monkey on a skateboard that comes with like a cyber key, and then there's a Megatron that goes with him.
Oh.
That's part of the 10th anniversary line.
That's the
Those
same
are
thing?
Cybertron.
That was.
Oh, okay.
So
So it
that's
is the
just
same
why they're
thing.
in Cybertron. Okay, that's cool.
That's okay.
Yeah, so for anyone who's curious about what Nod's talking about, there was a deluxe Megatron and a deluxe Primal. The Primal's the one that came with the surfboard, but is based on his Season 1 body. And those were Cybertron toys, but they were designed for the 10th anniversary. And those two, alongside Transmutate, were the only new additions to the Beast Wars line in terms of molds. Because everything else was a remold repaint.
Yeah.
And they had a 2-pack. That Megatron and Optimus came out in a 2-pack, and they also came out on their own. And I think if you got the versions of them that came out on their own, they came with a mini Axelon and a mini Darkseid.
Yeah, I'm seeing
wasn't
the
because I know that
Primal
there
here
was
with the Maximal ship, a tiny
Yeah.
Axelon in the package.
Yeah, Axelon is the Maximal ship. Is that the one that's like repainted from? I forget his name. Was it? What the heck's his
Sharkticon?
name? But I know that there was a repaint there was a repaint of a character into the Axelon. It was like a Cybertron guy.
Sharkticon.
Energon Sharkticon became United Axelon, but that came way
Okay,
later.
okay.
That was like 2012.
Yeah. Also, I want to bring up the fact you listed Transmetal Rat Trap as one of the like reissues. I feel like that's crazy that we got a Transmetal in modern times, given how still difficult it is to get Transmetals now.
I don't want to be a dick. Can you call 20 years ago modern times? But, to continue on with 2006, there was another big release this year. Because they did the movie 20th Anniversary Special Edition. This was not the first release of the movie on Blu-ray. But I do think it's the single best home release of the movie. This DVD was a 2-disc set, and it was filled to burst with interviews with the cast, with Nelson Shin, the director. Like countless storyboard featurettes, an early look at the 2007 movie, including interviews with Michael Bay, where he started talking about some of the things that supposedly were inspired by the G1 movie. But the single best thing, and this blew my mind because I forgot about this, this is the only Western release of Scramble City Mobilization. Which, if you don't know Scramble City Mobilization, they didn't get the movie in Japan at first. So instead, there was this special that introduced Metroplex, Triptychon, the new Combiners, and wrote Optimus Prime off the show. The special ends with Optimus Prime handing the Matrix off to Ultra Magnus. It is a really important piece of the Japanese media and for the Japanese continuity. And yet, this is the only place it has ever been released on any type of physical media. That's not just in the West, that is across the world. This is the only home release of Scramble City Mobilization.
That's insane. So I looked this up because I wanted to see how much of this got carried over to a later release of this movie. And there's stuff on here that's not even on like the fancy version that I have. This is like like if you want to get, this is the way to do it. This is the copy to get.
Yeah, if you're like getting one version of the 86 movie.
This is the copy I grew up with. And I got the recent 4K release of the movie. And I was thinking that the special features would still be on there, but no, there's fucking nothing.
Yeah.
This one had interviews with literally the entire surviving cast. And keep in mind, this was 2006. This is when there were still a whole lot more of these original voice actors around. Wally Burr has an interview on this one.
Wow.
Wally Burr, the vocal director of G1, who's always spoken of in like these reverent tones from the G1 cast, but very rarely did interviews. But he had an interview featurette talking about voice directing in this one.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's really cool.
I miss special features so much.
God, tell me about it.
It's because I remember I would always watch I distinctly remember I'd watch the documentaries, the little featurettes. I'd watch the little the commentary tracks. I used to love that stuff, and you just don't see it anymore. You get a DVD and it's just the movie. It doesn't even have a
Yeah.
You guys remember Chapters?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 And a lot of times the chapters would have fun little names. Or how about DVD Easter eggs? Where if you hit the right arrow over the right spot, there'd just be a hidden special feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I don't know if you guys have ever, so there's one of my favorite DVD gimmicks that ever happened was on the 10th anniversary edition of Fight Club, when you pop it into your disc tray and it loads into the main menu, it loads up first as Never Been Kissed. And then it takes a full 30 seconds before it warps and turns into the Fight Club menu. It is one of the most fun DVDs, and stuff just doesn't do shit like that anymore.
Yeah, it's really a...
I can tell you why that doesn't do shit anymore is I guarantee you people return that fucking disc thinking they got the wrong thing.
You can hit a button and it skips it.
I know, but people aren't going to be that patient. They're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
I say it's 30 seconds. It's probably closer to 5. Point being that it loads into a different... It's a cool visual thing.
Yeah.
I love it a lot.
It really is. It's fucking cool. Another great thing about this special edition, and I just want to point this out because this is important to my personal fandom. It had an awesome holographic cover where on one side it was Optimus Prime holding up the Matrix with Megatron and Skywarp in the background. But then when you turned it, it turned into Rodimus holding up the Matrix with Galvatron and Cyclonus in the background.
Yeah.
And that fueled early RonBonDujon's insistence that Cyclonus was Skywarp. Because if it was Bombshell, why is Skywarp in the background when it's Optimus?
Why is Cyclonus so loyal if it's not Skywarp?
I think I remember that poster
Exactly.
too.
Also, purple. Hello.
Yeah.
Purple jet, purple jet.
I stand by the fact that that Skywarp, notably one of the most loyal of the Decepticons, ain't no way that Cyclonus is not him.
Yeah, also, like Skywarp is, like, semi-important in the cartoon. Like, he was one of the first to revive... Like, he revived Megatron, basically. Like, it's,
He's
like,
the
just
first.
from a writing level, it's like, oh, it's Bombshell. Okay. Who gives a shit about Bombshell?
Going on to 2008, and this is a total bullshit anniversary. This is me bullshitting. But things lined up, and I think this is funny. So in 2008... as part of the final waves of the 2007 movie toy line, a series of Classics and Cybertron repaints came out, and amongst them was Classics Mirage repainted into movie Fracture, with Fracture being a clear homage to the GoBots character Crasher. And the reason why this is interesting is because 2008 would be the 25th anniversary of the GoBots launching in North America. Meaning that the, at that time, only modern American release of a GoBot character just so happened to come out on the 25th anniversary of the original toy line.
That's cute. That's cute that you think a Hasbro designer thought of that.
No one thought of that. That's what I'm saying. This is bullshit, but also it lines up.
It is interesting that wait, does the new Crasher line up with a GoBots anniversary?
We will talk about that later.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Again, I don't think this is intentional, but it is really fucking funny that this just happened to come out on the 25th anniversary. Mm-hmm. And we know it wasn't intentional because they had the plan to make Fracture in Classics.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to do it because they were worried they'd be sued. So they waited for there to be a real-world F1 racer that looked kind of like Crasher's color scheme, so they would feel comfortable releasing it in those colors.
So,
like, essentially the whole idea behind calling the character Fracture was they were going to bullshit it in court if they got sued.
right.
And say it's not Crasher, it's based off this other F1 racer.
Yeah.
I don't care about Mirage, but I'm excited whenever Mirage gets toys, entirely because I hope that a Crasher will come after, even though it's only happened twice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but, like, both times
Kwaky, would you, Oops, sorry. I was gonna say, would you consider Mirage an egg?
A what?
An egg. Because within every Mirage is a better Crasher.
Oh!
I see.
Yeah, absolutely. Mirage
think,
is a fucking pre-tool of Crasher.
I love this, actually.
Crasher is actually just post-op Mirage.
Yeah, that's what happened in Dark of the Moon. Mirage transitioned into Dino.
So we talked about a bullshit 25th anniversary. Now we can talk about an actual 25th anniversary with 2009. And the big release this year was a reissue of G1 Optimus Prime with the trailer and roller, and it included a DVD of More Than Meets the Eye, the opening pilot series of Transformers G1. There was also a special event in Japan to celebrate the anniversary alongside the debut of Revenge the Fallen in Japan. That's the one where, famously, a number of the original Diaclone designers gave a trophy of Optimus Prime to Michael Bay. But in terms of basic retail, the Universe 2.0 line that had started in 2008 now included a 25th anniversary sticker in the corner. And Universe, which had been a continuation of Classics and focused on G1 characters, was now going to include characters from every continuity thus far. From the Beast series, we got Cheetor and Dinobot. Dinobot is okay, Cheetor is a piece of shit. From Robots... You know what? Actually, no, fuck it. Nod?
Huh.
Who did Robots in Disguise get as their rep in Universe 2.0?
In Universe 2.0, who did they get?
Yep. You will never get this. Which groundbreaking RID character was the RID rep? for Universe 2.0.
I'm looking at
Don't
the
look it
whole
up.
cast.
You got it from your
No,
brain.
I'm looking
brain.
at my shelf of the show characters. Hold up. I'm trying to think.
Actually,
my brain tells me it's X-Brawn, but I know it's not him.
we didn't mention it.
It is not X.
We didn't mention it before, but with the Titanium line, we got a new fire convoy.
Oh, it's fucking Fire. Is it Fire Convoy from Titanium?
No, that's Titanium. This is
Oh,
a universe.
Yeah,
release.
I was just
Universe?
mentioning that. 'Cause
I don't
we
know,
didn't-
fucking
we didn't mention it
Prowl.
before, but
No, it was R.I.D. Bruticus.
No, what? Huh?
not Ruination.
It's
Not
R.I.D.
Ruination?
Bruticus, which was a
Not
Beast
not
Machines
Baldius?
toy. No, Bruticus.
I have to do a Google. I don't
hang
know
on.
what this
Yeah,
is.
what
He
is
is
this,
not in the
Universe
show.
2.0?
He is a. Yep. So, I'm going to tell the audience at home. Bruticus was an abandoned Beast Machines toy that got released in the Beast Machines, or rather the RID toy line.
Oh, this fucking thing.
And is considered one of the worst toys in the Robots in Disguise toy line. But it was homaged through a repaint of Scourge from Cybertron. It is a god-ugly repaint, and it was meant to homage a character that never showed up in the show, but that was the RID inclusion for the 25th anniversary toy line. Nod, don't you love seeing your series so respected?
I remember the moment you said that it was the unreleased Beast Machines guy. It clicked who it was because there's only a couple of those. For those who don't know, the RID01 toy line sold really, really well. The show not so much, but the toy line did really well, and it kind of became like a Universe Classics like predecessor where they were kind of dumping repaints and stuff into it. Like you could still, like during early Unicron trilogy, you could still find RID01 toys on the shelf. And I remember, and there's like only a handful of them that are from Beast Machines. And I remember that Bruticus, the moment you said it was him, and that it's one of the most ugly, mangled. He looks like he got, those industrial shredders. He looks like something that survived one. He looks like, I'm gonna say mean things about this if I keep going. I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to be mean to him too much because I feel like his mother said enough to him.
To Bruticus, he just kind of looks like he looks like a prime
dog's
Predacon.
prolapsed anus.
He looks like we have Transmetal 2 Megatron at home.
It's like, you know how we get really sad about Marauder Megatron not coming out, and we get really sad about Animated Hotshot not coming out because those two look like they were ready to go? Bruticus did not look like that. It looked like there was a reason why Bruticus did not come out, and the reason was he wasn't fucking finished.
Yeah, this should be classed as a hate crime against all RID01 enjoyers.
Look, I don't hate this design. Like, okay, Cybertron Scourge. Okay, let me look up the original toy because I'm looking at the repaint, which is just a repaint of Cybertron Scourge. I'm like, this isn't
It's
that
just
bad. Like,
Scourge
it's a fun-
but red.
Yeah, it's red Scourge. It's like, you want me to be mad at this? Okay.
It's just
Let me look up
it looks
Bruticus.
more. The thing is,
What
this
the
universe
fuck
Bruticus.
am I looking at?
The universe Bruticus looks more like a homage to Red Dragon Megatron than it does to the thing it's supposed to be.
It looks like just Scourge again. And that's the thing, is you look at every other series, there was genuine love put into it. Like, even if the Dinobot and the Cheetor weren't great, those were toys that were new from the ground up and had gimmicks. Like, there was intent behind them. And then Armada got a new Hotshot and a new Jolt. And again, those toys are pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cybertron got a ton of repaints. Like, Vector Prime came back out. Quick Mix came back out. Scourge, of course, got repainted into Bruticus. And then ultimately, for the G1 side of things, this was the year that gave us Universe Cyclonus, one of the best toys to ever exist. Like, Universe 2.0 feels like a beautiful love letter to every part of Transformers that came before it, except for Beast Machines, RID, and Energon, weirdly enough, because there was no Energon love either.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Energon and RID in particular are usually kind of just like the black sheeps, right? Like, Legacy only gave them like a core class for each continuity. I'm glad RID has kind of escaped that, but I think the fact that it was kind of a like filler show before Armada has kind of made it feel like it's kind of been forgotten in the eyes of not even just like on a corporate level, but just like overall like culturally in the fandom, which sucks because RID is good and it's better than Prime.
It doesn't help that there's no physical media release either. Like there's no like the only DVD is one. I think it's a Philippines release. It's really weird. But it's like an Asian only release, and like it is nice that it seems like at least the current design team is like, oh well, here's a Sideburn. Oh, here's a HasLab.
Yeah, I mean in theory,
here's Skybite.
QC issues aside, I think like the fact that like Omega Prime got to be at the HasLab is cool. And it's like if the toy wasn't broken for a lot of people, then because like mine's fine. And I love that toy. But yeah.
Rub it in.
So, Nod, what you're saying is, as RID's strongest soldier, you are completely fine with the only RID love for the 25th anniversary being this Scourge. I mean, that's good to know.
Okay.
I'm glad to know that you're willing to take this slot.
I mean, hey,
okay.
if we got a modern version of RID Bruticus, I would not... I would be in favor. I think this design, he's stupid and he looks terrible and I adore him and I want one in my house. What a little freak.
So for anyone out there who might have this Universe 2.0 Bruticus, Kwakywacky will take it off your hands.
I will take it off your hands.
They just said it right there.
It's not even a bit. I will acquire it. He looks so stupid. Oh my god.
Can I point out one other thing about the original version of this Bruticus, this deluxe class?
Yeah.
He has what? I'm gonna post a picture of him in our chat here. He has like a fetish accessory included with him, and I don't know how I feel about it.
I mean, look at the look. I sent a picture of the robot mode. Look at this guy.
Yeah, I hate it.
You think he wouldn't be into some freaky shit?
Wait, look at his punch-counter-punch ass face swapping gimmick.
Yeah,
what is
he
happening
has like
with this
fucking
guy?
like 2007 Toa Mari like fucking Makuta mask. What the fuck are we doing?
One of these is a pit bull. What is going on with this? Or a pug?
There actually is an idea behind this. The idea was this was a character that had split into their id, ego, and super ego. So each face would be a different one of the Freudian trio.
He looks like he's going to jump in the Discord call and be like, Kitten, there's two wolves inside me. One is black and snarling, and the other is wet and grumpy. That's what he's saying. That's this character.
The other is wet and grumpy.
The other one's a grumpy. He's a pug face grumpy. Grumpus.
Yeah,
That's this motherfucker. This is a Discord mod. This is the most Discord mod transformer I've ever seen.
That is so mean to him. Discord mods don't even have
Fuck him.
like no. I
hate him.
I'm kind of on Nod's side.
I feel like no, this guy is too like freaky and gangly to be like a Discord mod. It's like it feels like.
Have you met Discord mods?
No, because they're not freaky and gangly. They're just kind of pathetic. Like I don't know. This
is pathetic. Whatever this toy is.
No, because I don't think this is pathetic. I think this is.
He thinks he's cool enough for a Matrix chamber. Look at this fucker. He thinks he's part of the crew. This guy's a loser, and I hate him.
Because he looks so skeletal and gangly. Like
also,
I'm
gonna say,
like,
I think taking the name Bruticus is basically the same as having like the Punisher skull on your T-shirt.
I'm with you.
It's like some weird like alt-right shit to call yourself Bruticus.
I don't think
he saw Ruination and was like, the name's up for grabs.
Oh, no.
Changing my username right now. That's what he did.
I mean, it was up for grabs. We were doing fucking Ruination at the time. I don't know.
He's not even the right colors. He's not like, I don't know. He's not Bruticus colors. He's just fucking, I don't know. He's bad. He's bad and I hate him.
He's bad and I love him. You can't make me not like him. He's my little chud son. He's a little like chudlet.
I hope. I'm glad someone loves this. I'm glad someone loves this. Because Lord knows I don't.
Look, I feel like this toy definitely, like, this design, I feel like if it was in the show, I think there would be a lot more.
If he was in the
for
show,
it.
I'd probably have a completely different tone.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, yeah, he was the best character ever.
I'm glad you're aware of that. I'm glad you're aware of that because I feel like this toy is not doing it justice. But I feel like this idea and this like design for like a Predacon character is really cool and freaky and like
Okay, so that was the 25th anniversary.
right, yeah, anniversary.
And the 25th anniversary, it was a good dry run for the 30th anniversary. Like, I think overall, when you look at Universe 2.0 and the 25th anniversary, there were good things there. You had the G1 Optimus, that was the big thing, but then you also had a pretty solid toy line behind it that had a few misfires. So, in 2014, they were going to go full hog on Thrilling 30. But before we get there, there were a couple of other things. For Age of Extinction, there was a series of evolution packs where they would give you the G1 toy alongside a version of the movie toy. Optimus was easy. There were a handful of things like Classics Optimus got packed alongside Evasion Mode Optimus. But the really funny one is apparently Hasbro had lost both the G1 Grimlock mold and the Classics Grimlock mold.
Yep.
So Grimlock's evolution pack had to make use of the Energon Grimlock and attempted to gaslight people into thinking that was the original G1 Grimlock toy by saying that it was the original version of the character.
Yep. That one was weird.
Interesting.
That was... I don't think there was a swoop that... No, there was a strafe that came out, I think. And it was Energon Swoop.
Strafe came out, but there was no evolution pack. You could not get Energon Swoop in any way, shape, or form.
No?
Which means that the sculpting for Mega Dinobot could not be utilized because the lower half of the combiner never came out in this toy line.
I mean,
I could have swore it did. I'm crazy. I'm bonkers.
I remember this was the same
no
line in
Super
which
Strafe.
we got Guile Dart from Beast Wars Neo in Age of Extinction Slug colors.
Yeah.
And I
They're all
wanted
the funny Dinobot recolors.
Yeah. It's just a wild pull to have fucking like Beast Wars Neo be in the Age of Extinction line, but yeah.
Yep.
I could have swore
That was the
there
thing,
was
because there was
a
no
Megatron.
way to re-release the G1 molds. They had to use any fucking dinosaur mold they still had on hand. But because they had not done the Dinobots in so long.
Yeah,
I thought there was an
it ended up
evolution pack
working
for
out,
Megatron, but I think I'm crazy too.
I mean, you remember that scene, Slug's death scene from Age of Extinction? It was really sad.
Yeah, isn't that when Shockwave blew up that bus full of children?
No, that was Dark
Yeah.
of the Moon. But Slug in Age of Extinction, he had a very emotional death scene.
The other big thing, before we get to Thrilling 30, is there was an IDW 30th anniversary collection. And very much like the 20th anniversary special put out by Dreamwave, the idea was to include every major part of the franchise. Unlike the Dreamwave special, this was not going to be new stories. These were just going to be reprintings. And they are fucking weird. So, there's good stuff in this compilation. So, there is Bots of Science from Animated, which is the story of Oil Slick and Ratchet having a fight on like early Cybertron. Smelting Pool from Marvel, which is when you have Blaster go up against Straxus. Marvel UK's Victory, which is one of Simon Furman's most popular Dinobot stories. Target 2006 Part 8, which is the famous fight between Ultra Magnus and Galvatron. And IDW's Things Fall Apart Issue 3, which was Thundercracker's big coming out issue. A lot of people became Thundercracker fans because of that particular issue. And to start to go into the weird shit, there was the Armada Minicon special. The Armada Minicon special was the toy mini-comics that came with the original Armada toys, and it was only included here because of the Jam meme, which by 2014 had more than run its course. And then there were really strange issues, like War Within Issue 6, Infiltration Issue 6, and Last Stand of the Records Issue 5. Their inclusions here were entirely because they didn't want to reprint the full story in this compilation, but it meant that you were only getting parts of what are considered to be some of the best storylines that Transformers has ever done. And specifically, if this was your first introduction to Transformers, that's the last issue of Last Stand the Wreckers. So you'd have no context, but you would have the ending spoiled for you.
That is so random. Also, is that the Marvel issue? Is that the one with Scrounge? Is that Scrounge's like only appearance?
Yes. I say that's a good inclusion because that's one of the most famous issues of the Marvel comic is the Smelting Pool.
Yeah, where's Comic Edition Scrounge, by the way?
Ooh, that's a good
That's
point.
the weird thing is like I feel like you had someone in there who was pulling good stories, and then an editor came along and said we can't give full graphic novels away in this, so pick and choose, motherfucker. Also, very IDW heavy. There's a lot of IDW. There's a good bit of Marvel, but the overwhelming majority of these stories are actually Marvel UK stories.
Strange.
Which would have been interesting, but also this goes into a weirder thing with IDW where they just fucking loved reprinting Marvel UK stories, especially anything Dinobot related. Like, it was very much like fucking Archie with Knuckles. I'm not saying that Simon Furman is like Ken Penders, but what I am saying is that maybe we need to give these fucking Dinobot comics a rest.
You're saying that that Simon Furman needs to let his dinosaur baby go. He needs to jump off that dino DNA.
I don't know.
That'd be nice. But okay, so the comic compilation isn't as good as the first one, and the evolution packs are weird, but there was still Thrilling 30. And I will stand by this. I think Thrilling 30 is one of the single best eras of Generations. There are so many good toys there, and almost every continuity got love. In fact, I think every continuity got love in Thrilling 30, because even RID, that's where we get Generation Skybite, which is a great toy. This is where you would get Armada Starscream, so there's your Armada love. Beast Machines got Tankor, which is a great figure. A ton of IDW designs, like Springer and Windblade. Our first good RC in Generations.
Yep.
And you also had characters like Roadbuster and Whirl, who this was their first major redos. Great toy line.
Yeah.
Dog shit gimmick. Because the idea was that you would collect the Thrilling 30. And the Thrilling 30 were not the normal retail releases. It was a series of exclusives and a handful of the normal releases, with the final part of the Thrilling 30 being number 30, Windblade, the fan-created character. But to get there, you would have to go across the globe to multiple conventions, get multiple versions of Titan-class Metroplex, and also they reprinted one of the numbers twice. I think it was number 23. There's two number 23s, and they're missing a different number. As great a toy line as Thrilling 30 was, the actual execution of Thrilling 30 was so bloated and convoluted that to this day, most people don't realize that the Thrilling 30 is not referring to the actual retail line.
There was a few, I pulled up the wiki page to just check a few things because I don't know who the 30 were, but no, there was multiple numbers, 14 and 28 respectively, were used twice.
Yeah. I think Thrilling 30 to me is very impressive. It's a very admirable thing because this was coming off of 2013, which infamously had like a really big budget cut from the like early 2010s era. Like I think biggest victim obviously being the fall of Cybertron line, right? So I think the fact that Thrilling 30 is as good of a like kind of Hail Mary kind of victory lap for that era of Generations is very admirable. I think stuff like having the fucking like Metroplex was Thrilling 30, and that's the first like Titan class basically, and that's basically been a mainstay since. I think Thrilling 30 obviously mixed execution, but I think it is it is one of those really good years. And there are some still really good figures that have endured in that line, especially if you're looking for more of that kind of like classics slash IDW, like that era of kind of stylization, because I think Prime also kind of fits into that a little bit, of that kind of more stylized but still very like classic and reminiscent kind of thing. Very good year for that. I
Also, still the best Waspinator and best Rat Trap, I think. Like, not just G1, but there were great figures across all different eras.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the fact that like Tankor, like obviously it's a Viacon, so it's not like we're getting like a fucking Voyager class Beast Machines Cheetor or whatever. But like, I don't know, it's just the fact that like Tankor got a deluxe. It's like, I don't know. I'm always here for more Beast Machines love.
We pointed out, Ron. You pointed out that Whirl and Roadbuster. This was their first. This was their first new toys like ever. This was also. No, I was gonna say this was the first new Jetfire too, but it's not. But it was the first time we had seen a G1 style Jetfire since the Voyager class, because he was in lawsuit hell.
Yeah, and like also like that Jetfire, like with the accessories especially, like it has a lot of like nods and references to the like to that original like Valkyrie.
Yep.
Which I find I love that toy.
He's a blatant
Like,
middle
if you
finger
want-
to Macross.
Yeah.
If you want a Jetfire as opposed to a Skyfire, that's still your best bet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, looking back at Thrilling 30, I actually am kind of amazed how well many of those figures have stood the test of time, especially if you're an IDW fan.
yeah.
Because for IDW, you got Brainstorm, you got Orion Pax, you got Skids, you got Windblade. You had a very IDW-ish RC that was also a very cartoon RC.
Drift?
Chromia looked very similar to her IDW appearance.
Isn't Drift in here too, or is he?
No, I think
from
Drift is
something
more
else?
2010.
Drift is not in here, but Swerve is, and Tailgate is, and Cosmos. IDW
Oh
Cosmos.
yeah, that
Thrilling 30, baby.
little
Oh,
Legends
yeah.
class Cosmos is really good. I love that toy.
That's a good one.
I will say, as someone who is trying to like have a bit of a like IDW slash like classics shelf, like that era of stylization, Thrilling 30 has been one of the lines I've like been back collecting the most, and there have been some real treats. Like, I don't know, I think Springer like hasn't really aged as gracefully as some other figures, but I don't know, I still think that figure is really good.
Scoop got a toy in this toy line. Fucking shout out Scoop.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah, Scoop.
Yeah.
He's here for no reason.
And fuck it, you brought up Scoop. I actually had beef with that toy because I was convinced that eventually he would be remolded into Scrapper. And at the same time, the IDW comics, they drafted Scoop onto Devastator because Scrapper was dead.
Yeah.
So like, I still have like this fucking intense hatred of Scoop because I saw him as being Scrapper Erasure.
Oh,
Have you seen Roadbuster, the repaint of him in Constructicon colors?
Yeah, and he's almost there, but I need the mouth plate.
You need
I
the-
can
the
deal
head?
with him not having the visor, but Scrapper needs the mouth plate.
Okay, that's fair. I was wondering how you felt about Roadbuster. I figured you might have more of a soft spot for that deco.
It's definitely what I wanted, but what I wanted was like a Hasbro release with Scrapper's head. Like, basically, I want Combiner Wars Scrapper's head on Scoop's body. That's what I wanted.
I'm sure
As
you
a
could do
kid.
that these days.
I forgot that this is.
Yeah, but
was this
nowadays I have fucking SS86 Scrapper. Why would I fucking bootleg my own Scrapper when I have my Scrapper right here?
If we talk
Yeah.
about 86 Devastator, I'm gonna say mean things about him. I'm
Oh,
gonna insult his
really?
mother.
I don't give a fuck about Devastator. I just care about Scrapper.
I think
I got a
Scrapper,
good
I think they're
Scrapper,
all
that's all that
bad. I think
matters.
every toy for that Devastator is bad, including Devastator.
Damn.
You're crazy. Scrapper's great.
No.
Scrapper was Toy of the Year for me.
That's an overpriced and shrunken deluxe from 7 years ago.
Nod, inflation has happened. They're all overpriced.
I don't like any of those new Devastator pieces. I'm gonna keep it a stack dog.
All right. Well, you know what? It's fine because I have a scrapper, whereas you don't have an X-Brawn, so I won at the end of the day.
That's mean.
Yeah. I got sideburn.
There is no modern X-Brawn, and there never will be a modern
No,
X-Brawn.
because
No. We'll get him. He'll be a skids retool.
You don't realize, Ron, in trying to hurt Nod, you hurt me. I wanted X-Brawn. I feel like
don't give a fuck about
I feel like the
X-Brawn.
little, you know that like fucking like furry divorce image? I feel like that's me in the middle. I'm the furry. You're hurting me. I want my big-handed rock climbing boy.
I'm sorry that you guys like the wrong show. There, I said it. I'm sorry that you guys like the one that's never coming back. 2016 was set to be the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars. However, as we entered the first half of the year, the only Beast Wars toy announced was the Platinum Edition Year of the Monkey Optimus Primal, which was a red and blue repaint of the Air Attack Optimus Primal, a Beast Machines toy that had been cancelled and then moved to the Robots in Disguise toy line. The celebration of Beast Wars was going to be a Beast Machines figure that was repainted in G1 colors, with absolutely no other Beast Wars figures announced. Just 10 years before, the 10th anniversary of Beast Wars saw a number of reissues and remolds, whereas this year we only had this figure. Granted, Takara Tomy did release the Masterpiece Optimus Primal, and many people still see it as the single best Optimus Primal toy of all time, and one of the greatest masterpieces. And to be sure, it was a great toy. But for the first 6 months of the 20th anniversary, we only had the Year of the Monkey Primal. And even then, there was no Hasbro release to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Beast Wars. This was a time in which a number of fans felt as though Hasbro had fully abandoned anyone except the G1ers. If even Beast Wars couldn't get a dedicated figure, let alone a dedicated toy line for their 20th anniversary, what hope did any other series have?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any memory of the Year of the Monkey Optimus Primal?
I remember him very vividly.
I've seen it, but I also remember that era. Because 2016, that was Titan's Return. That was kind of when I was getting into collecting. So, like, I have a lot of fond memories of that time, and I still think Titan's Return is a really good toy line. Like, I have fond memories of the Prime Wars trilogy, but, like, that era up until, like, Kingdom, I think was the real, like, cutoff. Like, I think that's when the G1 oversaturation really started to sink in. Just because, like, we stopped getting a lot of representation of characters and, like, media and stuff like that. It felt like that was the time where it really started happening, because that was when we got more G1 in, like, Hasbro lines, less modernizations of other characters. I think Thrilling 30 ended up kind of being a bit of a send-off to, like, to that kind of thing. Like, so that's, it kind of felt like an overcorrection before, where it was like, you know, the novelty of getting a new modern, like, G1 character was cool, but now, like, at that point, it's kind of just been like, well, that's all we're doing now. It's like, it's an overcorrection, and so I think, like, stuff like the Beast Wars Anniversary only having a masterpiece and a repaint of Beast Machines Primal really started to feel like anything that was outside of G1 and the movies kind of just, like, didn't really exist as much anymore, other than, like, obscure repaints.
Nod, you said that you had, like, vivid memories of this Year of the Monkey Primal?
Yeah. The Prime Wars was a very, like, that's when I was, like, too cool for Transformers, because I was 16, 17, and I was like, yeah, if I liked Transformers now, it'd be lame. I'm gonna go listen to Slipknot instead. Mm-hmm. So I had a very, like, hands on the window, eyes pressed to the glass relationship with Transformers, where like I was like, you know, kind of like from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
And I remember this Optimus Primal getting released, and I was like, man, they just don't know how to do a platinum release anymore, do they? Like, I just remember thinking it was the ugliest fucking thing ever. But then there were people who were praising it because the original version of that toy is like one of the most accurate versions of Beast Machine's Primal, and it has a breakage issue, like a critical breakage issue. And this one doesn't.
I can say this from like my personal experience, and this is getting some fucking dark shit. I had spent most of 2015 living in my car.
Oh.
So like 2016 was supposed to be like when shit was starting to get good again. I had been working a job, had a new place to stay with my family. But because of that, I was in a real bad headspace, and it felt like everything I liked was either going away or was now like real shit. New 52 had kind of ruined my love of DC. The DC comics still hadn't really recovered by 2016. Batman v Superman comes out this year.
Oh.
And I fucking hated that movie too.
That was poopy and dicey.
Yeah. But it's also Beast Wars, which was like one of the few Transformers things that like I still really loved. This felt like an insult, because it's like, you're right, this used to be the most accurate looking Beast Machine's Primal, but now it's covered in fucking red and blue. It doesn't look like Primal anymore. And even if it did look like Primal, to me, like in my conspiracy theory laden mind, I was like, this is a fucking insult to Beast Wars fans. They are telling us to our face, you will take G1 and you will like it. Look at your Primal, now dressed as Prime. You will accept this.
Yeah.
So it actually led to me completely abandoning Transformers. I didn't collect again until... I wasn't personally collecting until 2020, but I would have started living with someone who was collecting in 2018. So that was how... I say 2018, 2017. So like Transformers would have still been in my life. But this was like something that actually killed any enjoyment of the series that I had.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, this was very much a, what the fuck are we doing? Which was only made worse by the other big Beast Wars thing this year. So 2016 was also the final year of BotCon.
Oh, no.
You know what? I'm not going to say what I wrote here. I'm going to copy and paste this into our chat. I want to point out, I wrote my notes for this when I was, like, first waking up this morning. And I feel like I was probably grumpy about something when I wrote this bit. So, Kwacky, could you, for the audience, read the notes I took for the final BotCon?
Alright, oh, I'd love to. Okay. The final BotCon shits out the worst goddamn Beast Wars toys and a somehow even more awful comic that ruins the fucking lore of the only good cartoon this shithole of a franchise ever produced. I see.
I wrote that this morning. I forgot that I wrote that this morning.
Ron, do you want a sad fact about that BotCon too?
They were supposed to use Thrilling 30 molds, and Hasbro said no. Combiner Wars.
It's not just that. So I have a friend who worked alongside a bunch of the Fun Pub guys during this era, and I was talking to him about that the Transmetal 3 Megatron they released for that year, the only good Beast Wars thing that came out that year. And the reason that Transmetal 3 Megatron is even there is because Hasbro went, we're destroying all these old molds. Pick one.
Oh.
Wow.
So they trashed a bunch of the Beast Wars molds, a bunch of the RIDO1 molds, a bunch of the... I assume some of the G1 molds, but yeah, like they got rid of a bunch of stuff.
Oh, God.
Don't show me Thrilling 30 Springer turn into Dino
I'm only just seeing
Why would
this
you
for the
do
first
that?
time. I feel like there was a year of my life that I didn't even know I had missed. Like, that's how this feels to me. Is like I didn't even know that there was a hole that was in my soul until I saw this image. This is horrible.
It's really goddamn sad. It's so sad to me. It's like the more I've learned about this, the more upset I've become. Because this was the final BotCon, so it's like there was a sadness there because, like, as a kid I always heard about BotCon, but BotCon never came anywhere near me, so I was never able to go. So it's like the final BotCon was doing Beast Wars, but they released some of the worst fucking toys ever, and I know it wasn't fully their fault, but it's still really fucking bad. Like the flathead Tigatron, like the flathead fucking Ravage. Did you just fucking post Flathead Tigatron while I'm talking about Flathead Tigatron?
As you were saying it, I was Googling him because I was trying to bait you.
It looks like a Titan Master, but only the face.
It's so shit.
It's
And then also, like, to me, they also, like, I talk about how the Year of the Monkey Primal felt like you will take G1 and you will love it. The Dawn of the Predacus comic book is literally like taking away all the mysticism and all the intrigue of Beast Wars and saying, oh, actually, it's all just G1. And the lore of Beast Wars is completely ruined by that comic because it implies that all the Maximals and Predacons served alongside Optimus Prime.
Oh.
And also fucking Inferno, Beast Wars Inferno, is G1 Inferno with brain damage.
Yeah.
Like, dumb shit like that.
God, no, let fans riot, though.
I hate
let
that
fans
goddamn
riot,
comic
though.
book. I really fucking hate that goddamn comic book.
I don't know. I think the idea of, like, on paper, like, using Combiner Wars molds, like, making a... I haven't even seen the full... No, every time I try to look up pictures of this BotCon thing, it gives me, like, the unused concept art. I don't want to see this! I just want to know what we actually got, because I haven't actually fully looked at... Or I've only seen...
You don't want to know what we got, Quacky. It was bad. It was so bad.
The Tripredacus Council is the worst bit to me because they made the Tripredacus Council entirely red. They're not red.
Oh.
They have a red light above them in the episode. So that means that someone just looked at a fucking screen cap of the Tripredacus Council and was like, fuck it, they're all red.
One of the other
So now
problems,
we have an all-red combiner. It looks like a prototype.
One of the other problems with that is they used Rook for Tarantulas, and it's like, Groove is right there. He did turn into a motorcycle. What are you doing?
Yeah, like, I don't know, I think it looks cool. I don't think it makes that much sense. I think it's specifically because it's trans-metal Tarantula. So you could say, oh yeah, this is the armored up version. He's beefier. This is like his upgraded form.
This is him with before estrogen.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because there was one other thing to release this year. It was the anniversary of the movie. So we got the Blu-ray and DVD release of the G1 movie with far less special features, making it inferior to the one that came out 10 years before.
2016 was just a stinker. Like, Tide's Return was good, but like...
Tide's Return was great, but as an anniversary, this was the enshittification of fucking anniversaries and Transformers.
Enshittification.
Like, everyone before this, I think there was something there that you could say, like, no, that was a good call, or there was a good attempt.
Yeah.
There was no fucking attempt here. The people who made the biggest attempt was BotCon, and that was still dog
BotCon shit the bed utterly and completely. There is no bed anymore, it's just poopy.
And what's even worse is hearing the stories of, like, we were supposed to get first edition RC turned into Black Arachnia.
Yeah,
we were supposed to get
the big convoy from Prime Magnus.
So 2016 wasn't great.
Yeah.
But our next anniversary year would actually be the next year of 2017. 2017 would mark the 10th anniversary of the live-action movies. And to celebrate it, we got Transformers Movie The Best, a Takara line that was dedicated to repainting and remolding a number of the original movie figures, Movie Masterpiece, allowing the 2007 designs to be given the full adult collector treatment, and finally, Studio Series was introduced, specifically to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the movies, with the first figure announced being Blackout, a character from the first movie that people had been begging to get a new figure for the entire 10 years leading up to it. I think for the movies, that's a good anniversary.
This is
no
good.
notes.
Yeah, also, arguably better Beast Wars anniversary because this was Power of the Primes that the Primal that came out. He was like one of the big ticket items. Like he was the leader, and that leader class homages every form of Optimus Primal from Beast Wars. Like, you have Season 1, you have Monkey Surfboard, and then you have Optimal Optimus. And then you have the fucking Throne of the Primes, which is supposed to be a whole, like, display. And that also has the fucking coolest, like, the best I've seen the Optimal Optimus design look, which is with the Season 1 colors. So I would argue 2017, better year for Beast Wars as well.
I was thinking about this today, how it actually is hard to do an anniversary thing for the movies, just because the movies are omnipresent, and there's not a way to make them feel special. This was a great way to do it, just by introducing what was then new ideas. Because we weren't really doing, like, previous figures before that.
Yeah, I think...
Like, this was our first...
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think, especially considering like, how... Like, Studio Series is still going now. So, I think considering that was made was supposed to be, like, yeah, we're homaging the 10th anniversary of the first movie primarily. We're still gonna homage the other movies, but we're mostly doing the first one. And the fact that it has, like, endured, I would argue it's kind of lost its identity at this point, but still the fact that it's been able to go on for that long is impressive. And it
started as a 10th anniversary line, and next year it will celebrate its 10th anniversary.
Yeah,
like, that's kind of insane.
That is crazy, actually.
Crazy.
Yeah, and we have gotten some good shit out of Studio Series 2.
So 2019, we're actually back to a G1 anniversary. It was the 35th anniversary of G1, and to celebrate, there was a Walmart exclusive toy line that gave us Siege Bluestreak, Siege Sound Blaster, Cell Shaded Optimus, and Cell Shaded Megatron. This is the most pathetic anniversary that G1 has ever had.
Yeah.
There was nothing else. It was just this.
I like the toys. I want a new Sound Blaster. I wish I got Bluestreak. And I do like cell shaded decos. But what is this? This is nothing. This is nothing at all.
Yeah. And most of these guys make sense, but why is Bluestreak here? That's so dumb. He's just there just to finish the set. Yeah.
I don't think Bluestreak has had a normal release.
I just realized that Bluestreak's the only deluxe.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, because it's
those are 3 Voyagers and 1 deluxe.
What is he doing here?
Bro thinks he's on the team.
Bad time to be. That said, 2020, it's a little bit better, but not much better.
I mean,
2020 marked.
Yeah, say the world notwithstanding, 2020.
Oh, okay. We're not bringing COVID into this. That wasn't a Transformers anniversary.
Yeah. That's valid. I don't know. I just think overall that impacted, like, I feel like.
Congratulations, Transformers fans. Stay inside.
Here's your anniversary. You get to stay at home and watch Siege coming to Netflix.
To celebrate the anniversary of the return of Optimus Prime, we have made our own plague. It is not a hate plague, but it is a plague that will make you hateful.
I think it did end up inciting a lot of hate. I think.
That's what I think. I think John Warden designed this plague.
I don't think it was John Warden.
God. I can't believe we fucking got on this. Get back on track.
2020.
We're almost there. We're almost caught up.
It was
the 10th anniversary of Transformers. Motherfucker!
Sorry, I'm sorry.
2020 was the 10th anniversary of Transformers Prime. To celebrate, Hasbro Pulse had an exclusive release of 2 different sets. War Breakdown and the Flying Viacon would be set 1. Hades Megatron would be set 2. These were important because these were major releases of Transformers Prime characters that had only been released in Japan under the ARMS Micron line. Specifically, Breakdown never had any type of large release in North America aside from a tiny Legion class toy, meaning that this would be the first time where one of the most important characters from Season 1 would be in any type of relative scale with your other Prime figures.
Yeah, and they never did anything as cool as this ever again.
Yeah, I wish we got more reissues like this, or like, releases of all
Animated
the figures,
Blackout.
like exclusives in other lines. Yeah, I feel bad that you can hear Nod and I both audibly sigh when talking about the Prime Anniversary.
I don't fucking care about Prime. I've gone on record so many times being like, fuck that show. It's dumb and boring and bad.
Yeah.
I don't care about its anniversary. The only good thing to come out of it is the fucking Viacom mold.
Look, I think I am being a bit mean and disingenuous when I talk shit about Prime. This was a good anniversary. This was a good thing, especially for Breakdown, who was like one of the main Decepticons, at least in season 1. So getting a US release of that mold is good. But I don't feel bad about being mean to Prime fans because they deserve it. So
No, they're smelly and they're bad, and they know their show.
Okay,
is bad.
we can't come out as this anti-Prime in episode 1.
Why?
We gotta fucking. We gotta form a parasocial before we
Sorry,
do that.
I like
The
Ratchet.
pipeline
Parasocial is
doesn't
that they
work if you
hate
start
me.
saying the bat shit. No, we gotta build up to the batshit insane stuff. We can't open
like
with that.
Ratchet.
Ron,
I really feel like this is a good way to celebrate, like, individual anniversaries.
yeah.
Like, I know we were kind of clowning on the 35th, but that's because that was G1, and it's the 35th anniversary of the franchise. But, like, for these smaller corners, like Prime or Animated, or even the movies, this isn't a bad way to celebrate an anniversary,
Yeah.
to just re-release some of the harder-to-get figures.
I wish this was.
This was awesome.
Yeah.
Like the idea of this was awesome.
Our next anniversary year would be the very next year of 2021, where we would once again be celebrating an anniversary, the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars, and the 35th anniversary of the movie. To celebrate the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars, Transformers Kingdom would be the first generation's line to be dedicated to a series other than G1. Though there were still G1 releases, Kingdom was ultimately a Beast Wars celebration. But don't be worried, G1 fans, because Studio Series would introduce Studio Series 86, allowing the movie designs to still have a dedicated toy line. And if you were to get Kingdom figures with your 86 figures, they would mesh together aesthetically. Alongside that, you would have a series of stop-motion animations released on YouTube using the Studio Series 86 figures. And these specials would actually be written by Flint Dille, one of the surviving G1 writers. The movie would also get its first 4K release. And finally, Beast Wars would get a new ongoing comic series from IDW, which also represents the first time that a second Beast Wars continuity had been introduced, with no connection to the original cartoon, just rebooting the same characters and ideas.
This was a
Great
good year.
anniversary.
This is a really good year.
Great year.
I think, especially considering how I think the change in direction that started in Kingdom was kind of what ushered in Legacy, which is like one of my personal favorite lines of Transformers ever. So I have a lot of fondness for Kingdom. I think it was a really cool line. I think now I enjoy that there is a like with Legacy, there's a good smattering of everything. So it's like you'll get, one animated Autobot a year, you'll get one like new Maximal or Predacon a year. But with Kingdom, it was just like we've dedicated enough of this year, obviously still G1 stuff, but like we've set aside enough of this line to be entirely Beast Wars centric that you could almost complete the Beast Wars cast in 1 year.
Yeah. There's a lot about this year that's like really good, and then there's like one thing from it that's like evil, like pure evil.
What is it? What was the evil?
What's the one thing that's pure evil?
I think it's 80. I think Studio Series 86 has become evil, but like I like what Kingdom did. Kingdom is like the heads of the coin. It's like, oh, this is the good side of the coin. And then you flip it over and it's like the evil scuffed up Two-Face coin. It says Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime and Soundwave.
Yeah, I mean, I'm mixed on 86. I think, yeah, but I do think in the way that Kingdom kind of ushered in like a lot of the things that I love about the current era of generations that we're in, the ushering of 86 at the same time kind of is the opposite side of that.
If I could play devil's advocate, I think Studio Series felt like it was winding down going into 2021 because they had done basically every major character that people wanted. They had done Devastator. They had done all the things that would come into your mind. And I think that when 86 was first introduced, it was great because, one, it was giving Studio Series a shot in the arm. But more importantly, it was making sure that, like, the G1ers would stick around and it wouldn't have to interfere with Kingdom. Because we know that Kingdom did have some issues. Like, some of the toys intended for Kingdom didn't come out, like Gears and Tarantulas. So it still wasn't perfect in a post-COVID world. But considering all the plates they were spinning and what the intent was, I do appreciate that they launched Studio Series 86 if just to let Beast Wars actually have the spotlight of Generations for a bit.
Like, I don't know. I get, and I'm coming as someone who still enjoys, like, Studio Series 86. I think they're good toys. I think they're well engineered. They're fun. Like, they're borderline perfect. I just wish that they had more greebling.
I love how no one has mentioned the IDW Beast Wars comic.
Oh yeah, that's a good book too. I haven't read it yet, but I've been wanting to. I really like the art. I forget the artist's name. Josh Burcham. There we go. But yeah, I really like.
It's a good read.
It's good art.
Yeah, I like the designs. I like that they added new characters like Nyx.
That said, 2024 would not be a small anniversary. To celebrate the 40th anniversary of the franchise, there would be multiple script readings, including most of the surviving G1 cast reprising their roles. There was also Studio Trigger's special animation, and that animation was able to include every single continuity that had ever graced the small or big screens. Granted, some had more screen time than others, but all were dearly beloved. And finally, Legacy United was the single most diverse cast list of any Generations toy line so far, including every major continuity, including some GoBots. And speaking of GoBots, Crasher, who had been released a few years before, actually would have coincided with the 40th anniversary of GoBots, meaning that Crasher, weirdly enough, has been used to celebrate the 25th and 40th anniversaries of her original franchise.
Crazy. The Crasher thing, not the rest
The
of
dates
it.
line up. That's the fucking crazy thing, is that the dates line up for Velocitron Crasher and Movie Fracture.
That's insane. Yeah, no, but Legacy United, honestly, Legacy as a whole, real talk, probably the best toy line that Transformers has ever gotten, or at least like that era, like that chunk of time of Legacy to Legacy United is like, it's so peak. It to me encapsulates, because I know that, like, oh, the 40th is technically Legacy United, it has the 40th branding on it, but it really feels like Legacy itself is the celebration, like Legacy Evolution, and United, because you get everything. Everything is there, including, like, the exclusives and the other stuff. We got the fucking Star Seekers. We got a unreleased capsule. Like, they just did whatever they wanted. Like, literally whatever they wanted. It was awesome.
I feel like as well, like, in terms of, because I think, like, probably my favorite era in Transformers is that 26 to, like, Thrilling 30 era. I think that chunk is, like, a really good time. But speaking strictly on toy lines, Legacy Encompassed is definitely the best. And if you want to just cut it down to strictly 1 year toy line, Legacy United still wins. I think it is able to embody every single facet and corner of Transformers. It is really good, and the engineering is really like mature and defined as well.
I mean, let's just go through it, right? Like, obviously there was G1 love.
Yeah.
There were G2 characters that got released through the Toxitron
Love
line.
it.
Yep.
You had Beast Wars characters like Tarantulas, but if we're just sticking to Legacy United, you got Silverbolt and Tigerhawk.
Yeah.
You got Cheetor from Beast Machines. You got Wheeljack and Megatron and a few other Armada characters, including Tidal Wave.
Yep.
Energon, Megatron, and Galvatron. Cybertron got Hotshot and Vector Prime.
And Starscream.
Animated was able to get Optimus. You have
And
RID-15 got Filch, so even that show got some
Yeah.
love.
Filch and the Bat.
RID-01, yep, and RID-01 got you Skybite and Sideburn.
Just Sideburn.
Like, even the toy lines and cartoons that are often overlooked got something. I think the only line that didn't get inclusion would have been, like, Machine Wars.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
Machine Wars as a continuity is not necessarily legal, because it's not a real continuity. But yeah, no, they did so much. They did so much, and like you said, I think almost everything got tapped there. Prime had Thundertron and some other guys. You had the Starseekers, the Starseekers representing BotCon realistically. And the Starseekers technically gave us our first Chug movie rep with Lockdown of all characters, because he has the Revenge of the Fallen face.
Oh, shit, you're right!
Yep. Never forget.
I was about to, like, do an actually and say, actually, the movie wasn't represented. But no, Lockdown is the way for the movie to get into Legacy United.
He kinda rep it. He kind of reps it. Same with, technically, you could count Fracture or Crasher too if you really wanted to be picky about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, like everything was really wrapped up in Legacy United. It's kind of crazy. Also, Cybertron also got Cannonball. Forgot he's a Cybertron toy too.
Yeah.
He's there. My boy, Cannonball. But yeah, no, like it's such a good toy line with such a good capsule line, and it introduced an idea that I wish they would do more, which is those leader class multi-packs. Because like Thundertron, and as much as I hate that Soundwave, and everything it stands for, it's still a cool idea to be like, okay, here's a Deluxe, a Micromaster, and a Voyager at leader price. That's awesome, and I want them to do it more.
Yeah. Okay. I think we gloss over the fact. Rock Lords. We got.
Oh shit!
Modulating Rock Lords.
Yeah. We not only did we get a separate faction from the Autobots and the Decepticons in the form of the Starseekers in this line, we got a whole other race of aliens in the main toy line.
Yeah, and they're really cool.
That's awesome.
Like, especially the one that came with Calcitron. Calcitron might be my favorite. He looks so pretty.
It's kind of amazing to think that regardless of what era of Transformers fan you are, one of your dream figures came out during this wave, or during this line. It doesn't matter which series you like. Even if your favorite series of all time is Beast Machines, that Cheetor is halfway goddamn decent. And like, if you're a fan of one of the more major continuities like Beast Wars or Animated or Prime or RID-15 or RID-01, you got a little bit of love coming your way.
Yeah.
Even RID-01, I'm just realizing we forgot about
Tow-Line?
Tow-Line.
My beloved Tow-Line. Was he...
He's peak. He is the best Junkion.
I ordered Tow-Line. I ordered Tow-Line. He is on his way. I'm really excited to have him.
That thing is like, it's amazing to see this peak, and then just a few years later, we're kind of in a trough for an anniversary. So going into our most current year, 2026, we are celebrating the 30th anniversary of Beast Wars, the 40th anniversary of the G1 movie, and the 250th anniversary of the United States of America.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And you could argue...
I didn't think you were mentioning
Shut the fuck up! I'm reading the thing! Shut the fuck up! I'm reading the goddamn
Hey,
thing.
talk your shit. Talk your shit.
we gotta mention that one?
Yes,
Yes, it's an
I love how we're
anniversary.
like, we don't want to be too controversial. Let's talk about America.
Well, then we
though.
should have mentioned every year of the horse.
No, because that's not that's different.
There's a China anniversary. What the fuck you mean it's different?
It's different. This one correlates with the Beast Wars thing.
Oh, whatever. All right.
Don't fucking question me. If you didn't want me to do this, you could have handled the research.
Continue.
Continue.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit, queen.
Yeah, talk your shit, queen.
Okay.
Go on.
Fuck, okay. To celebrate the G1 movie, Hasbro announced the Optimus Prime Apology Tour, though this has received no updates aside from the initial reveal. We still don't know if there's going to be any type of new content or figures to celebrate the supposed apology tour. The only thing we know is that it's meant to show some type of forgiveness for the murder of Optimus Prime done by Hasbro toy execs that ultimately led to a number of socially awkward children locking themselves in the bathroom because, fuck me, I guess there was nothing better to do in 1986.
Talk your shit, queen. Talk your shit.
Keep going. Pop off.
Keep going.
Okay. As if that wasn't enough, there is also the announcement of multiple new script readings. However, these are far smaller in scope than the original script readings we were getting just a few years earlier in 2024. For Beast Wars fans, the only thing we know about so far is a 7-pack of Predacons, releasing all the Kingdom and Legacy molds once again in more show-accurate decos that originally were only released in Japan. Fuck me, I can't. Let me...
You can do it. Come on.
However,
Spit it out.
perhaps the single most important anniversary of all is the 250th anniversary in which we are going to get Star Eagle, which connects to Beast Wars by being a repaint of Kingdom Air Razor. It is the single goddamn ugliest toy I've ever seen. I can't think of a single more cynical toy that has hatred in its heart the way that Star Eagle seems to. And also, they stole the design from ID Armed, which is some actual fucking horseshit. Give us a Beast Wars Thundercracker, you fucking
Justice
cowards.
for it.
It's so close to being a Beast Wars Thundercracker. I don't want to think about how this bird probably visited Epstein's Island, and you are besmirching the good name of Air Razor by releasing it. You fucking sucking dicks.
I'm posting Star Eagle. Posting Star Eagle in chat.
They turned ID
Yeah, all that Beast Wars is great. All that Beast Wars stuff is great. Fuck this stupid bird.
Yeah, let's just get this out of the way.
This bird is dumb.
You will never be Blue Bolt. You will never be Beast Wars Blue Bolt. You are nothing.
You'll never be hand painted by id Armed.
You are not even the dirt under my boot. You are pathetic. You are nothing.
I don't know, man. It just... Looking at how much love and effort went into Legacy United, I can't even say, like, oh, you're putting all the focus on G1, because even the G1 movie anniversary feels so fucking disjointed.
Have we
They forgot.
mentioned
The only-
the AI operation parody that they did?
Oh,
it was like part
fuck.
of their
That was
apology tour
nasty.
marketing, where it was supposed to be Operation, but styled after the death of Optimus Prime. On paper, not a bad idea. Problem is, it was entirely AI generated. As far as I know.
Wasn't it posted on April Fools too?
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a cute little April Fool's joke. And it was
AI.
shit and bad and everyone hated it. Rightfully so.
I haven't heard a single goddamn thing about this. That's fucking
Let me
awful.
find it for you.
You know how people talk about how the death of Harambe ruined the timeline? I actually think it was that fucking kid crying about Optimus Prime's death in the bathroom for 2
Yeah,
weeks.
that one kid.
The one
we
that
all
got his
know
parents
him.
divorced?
That kid should have been bullied way harder in school. If anyone in my school had found out that I had locked myself in a bathroom for 2 weeks crying about Optimus Prime dying, they would have actually fucking murdered me. It would have been like the fucking bullies from It. They would have carved into me like a fucking stuck pig. Like, I will say this. Nod, you were still a straight white guy who demanded we do a podcast.
Yeah, I'm
But
glad
you're
that
one of
made
the
it
good
in.
ones.
One of the good ones.
That's a
Hell
crazy
yeah.
phrasing. That's a crazy phrasing.
Yeah, Sock's done it.
Dude.
I normally don't like you heteros around me. But out of all the godless straits that I have found over my travels, you're one of the good ones.
You know, out of all them, I don't know where I'm going with this, and I don't want to find out. I'm sorry.
You can't make this joke.
I don't know
you
where
need to
I'm
fucking
going with it
backpedal.
either. That's the crazy part. I started and I was like, I don't know where this goes, but I feel like it's not good no matter what. So I'm stopping.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you had enough.
The fucking hatred in your heart almost took over there.
Yeah.
You had
No,
to
I have
again
no
chill.
hatred in my heart except for Beast Wars.
Typical hetero with no fucking respect for Beast Wars, the only goddamn show this franchise has ever produced.
I ain't watching no show powered by furries.
Okay. So, overall, I think that Transformers actually is better with Anniversaries than I would have initially thought. I think that we've had a lot of good ones. We had the 10th anniversary of Beast Wars, the original 20th anniversary, Thrilling 30, even Legacy United, great anniversary. Kingdom, great anniversary. I think the problem with Anniversaries is ultimately they are at the beck and call of people who are not the toy designers. It's ultimately the call of the marketing and the Hasbro board of CEOs. As they become more product and, of course, more and more and more cash driven, there's less love given to these anniversaries, especially because they're often seen as being more dedicated to a specific audience as opposed to the general audience that someone like a Chris Cox would like to get. Which is also why Chris Cox probably greenlit that fucking awful bird. But at the end of the day, there are decent anniversaries out there. They're probably going to continue to get worse as everything around you continues to get worse. The inshitification of the world has breached Transformers. I'm looking at that goddamn bird while I'm saying this. But there was some decent shit along the way. What do you think, Nod?
Goddamn.
I think that Transformers has too many anniversaries. The big thing that I noticed going through these was that it seemed like they got more and more frequent, and I 100% agree. It's definitely because, you know, they're like, oh, we can sucker more people into cash, and it does feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I do hope that, like, the next one we get, I hope, you know, they can't all be Legacy Uniteds, but I hope the next one is.
Yeah, I forgot to mention it because we kind of ended up talking about that shit ass fucking bird. I think the problem is less. The problem is less the anniversaries we get. It's more the ones we don't get. I think is what kind of makes us feel the absence. Like, I don't know. Like, in isolation, obviously we've had some real good years, like Kingdom and Legacy United. And just that year as a whole, because we got a lot of shit that year. It was really good, even outside of just Generations. But I don't know. I think, again, it's as we mentioned before. No, like, animated hasn't gotten a proper anniversary. RID we've gotten, like, Ritto 1's gotten crumbs. Have we ever done a proper, like, Unicron trilogy, like, commemorative line or an anniversary or anything? Like, I think the main anniversary we get are G1 and Beast Wars because and the movies. And Beast Wars gets there just because it was such a influential line. And, like, it like saved the company. And it, even then, it still has it's kind of still related to G1 to an extent because of, like, weird timeline shit. But I don't know. I think this year is kind of a weird one because it's like, objectively, Anniversary's fine other than that fuck ass bird. Part of me still kind of wishes we were to get, like, some original molds or figures. I'm still waiting for Iguanus. I thought this year would finally be Iguanus year. But I rest unsatisfied yet again.
I think for me, it's made me realize just how good I've had it. Because, especially on my news videos recently, I've been really sour about what I perceived as disrespect to Beast Wars. And I think going through these anniversaries have made me realize just how much I take being a Beast Wars fan for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Because even if there were bad times, those were 20 years ago now. 20 years ago. They were 10 years ago now. Like, currently, we live in a world where you're right. Other than G1 in the movies, Beast Wars probably gets the most love out of any of them. I guess, like, I felt that a little bit as an Armada fan for a long time, but now we got almost the entire Armada cast again. I feel really bad for anyone who is a fan of continuities that aren't given that same treatment. Energon fans, Cybertron fans, both RIDs, IDW, even things like Animated and Prime, I would argue have not been given solid anniversaries that would be befitting for shows that were that successful and that popular.
Beast Machine.
And I don't know necessarily if what I would want going forward would be new toys. I think if I were put in control of Transformers tomorrow, what I would do for anniversaries is maybe release new toys, but rather re-release older figures that are popular and hard to get. But what I would like to see a lot more of are things that go into the people behind these toys and these shows. Because out of everything we talked about today, the thing that stood out to me the most was the 20th anniversary of the movie that gave us that DVD in which we got to hear interviews with people who, up until that point, had never been on camera, and we haven't seen much since then. Many of them have passed away, and that was their only major interview included on any type of Transformers media. As time goes on, more and more of these creators pass away. A good number of the Beast Wars cast is gone, but we've never had interviews with them about the direction of the show, the development of the show, any type of voice acting or stories from the studio. We get interviews from people like Scott McNeil, but not to an official capacity. I think what I would want a lot more is for anniversaries, like shows like RID01 or RID15 or Animated or Prime, is to get surviving cast members and writers, producers, and toy designers together and make maybe a documentary or an art book, something that doesn't just celebrate the development of these things that we love, but also puts names and faces to the things that we love. Because I'm thinking about it right now, as much as I love Beast Wars, I don't think I could point out most of those Kenner toy designers out of the crowd. I don't think I can name a single one. And I don't know how well documented that is, people who design Beast Wars toys. Same thing with the cast. I only found out recently that the person who played Airraiser passed away, like, a few years ago. I think as time goes on, that would be more meaningful to my fandom. As much as I love Legacy United, as much as I love Kingdom, as much as I'm going to continue to complain and bellyache that Beast Wars doesn't get enough toys, this has really opened my eyes that what I care a lot more about is I want to hear more from the people who made this shit, as opposed to like the corporate mentality that leads to the AI Optimus Prime operation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I think what I'm realizing, especially like now that I'm getting into like stuff like Kamen Rider now, is like, I think like other media is really important for making across a anniversary feeling special. Like, not necessarily having to do crossovers, but just like, even if it's just like those 4 issues that they did like during the Dreamwave time, it's like stuff like cute stuff like that as like a little anniversary thing of like, here's a little story from this one part. I don't know, I find that a lot of that stuff really really cool. And yeah, like focus on other media about the about the show. It's very good. But yeah, I definitely think we need to do more. I think we've gotten better at it as time's gone on, but I think like being able to have a bit more of a look into how things are made, the people that made some of our favorite toys and like media and stuff like that, I think is really important.
Hello, everyone. This is RonBonDujon editor, and as I have just found out, those wacky numbskulls I was recording with forgot to actually say where you can find them. So I can say right now, if you would like to find Nod, he's on YouTube as Bot's Obsession, where he does constant third-party reviews and some customization videos. Kwakywacky can be found under Kwakywacky on YouTube, and of course I can be found under RonBonDujon, where I do the many toys of, and a handful of other video type essays. Alongside that, if you would like to get in contact with the show, we have an email address now. It is cybernetspacecube1984@gmail.com. If you have any thoughts, any opinions, any type of feedback for us, or if you have a question or story you would like read out on future episodes, email us there. Again, the address is cybernetspacecube1984@gmail.com. We have a few other episodes in the works, so hopefully it won't be too long a wait for episode 2. But let us know what you think about episode 1, what we could change, what we could improve, topics you'd like for us to cover, because we have a ton of fun just shooting the shit with each other, and we're hoping that you guys might have some fun hearing us as we babble inanely for many, 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 many hours. Thank you all so much for watching, and hey, we'll see what we get up to next time. Welcome back to the... Wow, that's bad. Fuck that. No, here, let me try this again. Alright, welcome everybody to the Cybernet Space Cube. We don't have any real idea as to if this is an actual cube or a metaphorical cube or perhaps even fuck. I'm in my own head now.
You can do it, sweetie. You were so close.
I can
Whoa.
do this. I can do it.
Pause.